place where you can go, where there's no one to tell you yes or no. If you just look into your heart, you will find there. That's the place to start. If you take a step and take another again, you'll find a better place to land. I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 today could be the day. Oh, oh, today could be the day.
I'm the owner of Volunteer Home Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage broker company located in Maryville, Tennessee. I love meeting people and just being here for them. We provide all types of mortgages. You just give me a call at 865-238-7500 and online at volunteerhomemortgage.com.
It's time for Wake Up with Witcher. Here's meteorologist Mike Witcher from the East Tennessee Weather Center.
Well, good morning. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. Grab a cup of coffee this morning. It's time to get to work about our next storm system. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of information to kind of break everything down so you are well aware of how this cold front's going to produce heavy rain, the possibility of some strong gusty winds, maybe isolated severe storms, and the potential for some localized flooding as well. But before we get there, good morning. Sure hope you have a great day today. It's going to be a fantastic day. We're going to have more cloud coverage today than what we had yesterday, but it's still going to be warm throughout the day today. All right, let's take you outside. Nice live look there from downtown Clinton, Anderson County. A beautiful sunrise taking shape. You can already see the clouds moving their way on in. And for those of you that are traveling the interstate system here this morning, we do have an accident on the interstate at 40 and Walker Springs here this morning. So it is snarling traffic just a little bit on the, I think that's the eastbound lane, on the, the westbound lane. That's a live look at this. So it's right there between, say, North Shore and Pellissippi Parkway. Other than that, traffic is running pretty smoothly. We've got some backups in your typical locations as you come across Hall of Fame. Some slowdowns there, but that's really about the extent of it. So no big issues here to get this good morning started. All right, so yesterday, just to keep us all in check, we made it to 67 degrees. What was I forecasting? I was forecasting 67. 67. Sorry about that. I won't do that again. I've got kids too, you know. All right, let's move on and talk about your weather headlines for the day today. All right, so it's going to be a nice little warm spring-like feel to the air once again today. It's going to feel great. And that actually is going to be with us again tomorrow and maybe most of Saturday. I'm going to talk more about your Saturday forecast and the falling temperatures that we'll likely see throughout the day. But this cold front's going to this storm system is producing a strong cold front that's going to move its way on through. Heavy rain, strong wind, isolated severe, and there is a flooding potential. So let me just show you the big picture first, okay? This is the storm moving its way on through. We've got two rounds that are going to head on through. One Friday morning, we may get a lull in the activity, and then Friday evening and through Friday night, we'll see the next round come through. And then on Saturday, the actual cold front comes through, and I think that's when we could see some strong gusty winds as the actual cold front swings its way through. So as it slides its way from west to east, we have a risk for severe weather back to our west today. Starts to slide its way across the state tomorrow. Notice that level 2 risk has now been shaved further to our south. Again, we just don't have a lot of CAPE or instability in the atmosphere to produce a lot of severe weather. So don't anticipate a lot of severe weather. I've had a lot of comments on social media going, I'm a little concerned about this. Don't be that concerned about it. I think we've got some screaming winds just above the surface at 850 millibars, so 5,000 feet, that are going to swing on through our low-level jet stream. And so if we can tap into that, it may transfer some of those strong winds down to the surface. But again, I don't anticipate a whole lot of activity. Just stay on top of it. Make sure you download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's going to be your one-stop shop for weather. It gives you watches and warnings from the National Weather Service when you're not paying attention. Just make sure that you allow notifications and GPS location services because it will travel anywhere in the continental U.S. that you may be traveling to. So we do have several days of severe weather potential across the southeastern U.S. We've been talking about this for several days. We've got incredible amounts of rain, and the bullseye is from southern Mississippi through central and northern Alabama and right here in East Tennessee. So we'll bring it down to the local level coming up here in just a second and dive in through all those details. But as you travel out and about this morning, if that's all you need to know, you want to hit the road here this morning, sure hope you have a great day. Again, watch that accident on Interstate 40 on the westbound lane. That's going to slow you down a little bit this morning. But temperatures are colder, although not bad. We're in the 30s, 40s, a couple pockets near 50 degrees. Jamestown's at 49. Knoxville's coming in at 43. And Tri-Cities, though, chillier down to 32 degrees. Forecast high temperatures today will be back in the upper 60s to low 70s. Nothing to show you on the future cast. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds. But as we head into the day tomorrow from sunrise through noon, here comes round number 1. That's going to bring us some good, solid, steady rain. No severe weather threat with that system. It's just going to be the onset of the rain shield that will move on through. So I think from, say, noon to 2-ish or so on Friday through the evening commute, we'll probably see that lull in the activity. But Friday night into Saturday morning, here comes that big rainmaker. It's going to be while we're sleeping, so that's good news, at least the bulk of the rain. That's 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Notice we'll have some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but the cold front hasn't come through yet. Notice the winds coming in out of the south ahead of the cold front. Here comes our cold front, and I'll stop the clock here at about noon on Saturday. So between about, say 10 a.m. and 2, I'd say, on Saturday, that's when the cold front's going to come through. You can see the wind shifting there on the map. Out ahead of it, we see a southerly wind. Out behind it, we see a westerly, northwesterly wind. It's those little cells right there that could spark off some strong gusty winds because that's when our jet stream is going to be cranking its way into the area. So it's going to be short-lived. So again, heavy rainfall leading up to it. Saturday, late morning, early afternoon, I think we could have a couple of strong thunderstorms. But again, I'm not anticipating anything crazy. This is the bigger story, right? The beneficial rain. Now, the U.S. Drought Monitor comes out about 9 and 10 o'clock here this morning. So I'll be posting that on social media. We've been talking about that. Severe drought has been creeping its way up the Southern Valley and the Cumberland Plateau. I do expect that to expand a little bit more today. And then we should start to see that mitigated by next week, thanks to all this rain. Although this is a big rainmaker, while it may be, we're not really looking at a ton of moisture next week. So from the Weather Prediction Center, they've issued a level 1, level 2 risk for some localized flooding and flash flooding concerns. This will be Friday into Saturday morning. So this is 12Z Friday into 12Z Saturday, meaning 7 a.m. Friday to 7 a.m. Saturday. Then as we go from Saturday morning through Sunday morning, we're still under that level 1 risk for some localized flooding and flash flooding concerns. I don't think that we'll have a lot. Again, I don't think this is going to be a major player, but isolated in nature, some of those low-lying, poor drainage areas could potentially see a little bit more activity, especially if we get these 2 rounds that give us the 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. If this plays out the way it is, then I think we could see that. Now, when it comes to severe weather, notice that they've shaved back that level 2 risk. So level 1 risk for the western sections of East Tennessee for the most part. Our greatest instability on Friday night is going to be down to our south, but we don't have a lot of instability. And then remember on Saturday, as the cold front comes through, there's that risk level for Saturday into Sunday. So that's Saturday between basically 10 a.m. and 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Based on the latest guidance and timing right now. And of course, it's Thursday. I'll adjust here over the next couple of days to see how this all plays out. So make sure you check back in. Like I told you, strap in. When we're talking probability of thunderstorms, we don't have a huge threat for a lot of thunderstorm activity. I mean, I think Saturday is our greatest potential at about a 10% probability. So again, we're not talking about big-time severe thunderstorms like springtime weather. It is January by all means, right? But this is a sharp, strong cold front that will drop our temperatures. So when you break it all down to your storm threats Friday and Saturday, I'm going to low category for damaging wind gusts. Could see some stronger winds. Do we see a couple of special weather statements? Possible. Maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm warning? Maybe. So I'm going to keep that on the low end. Tornadoes and hail? Not likely. That's not the kind of storm system that we're really going to be dealing with because, again, we don't have a lot of instability in the atmosphere. Now, we do have some spin in the atmosphere, but Not really expecting that much at all. And then when it comes to localized flooding possibilities, I'm put that in the medium category just due to the fact that we are looking at incredible rainfall. So isolated in nature, either way you look at it, not a major concern. And again, it's not springtime. Now let's talk temperatures for a second. Like I said, grab your cup of coffee. Let's strap in. Here we go. Let me get another sip here. The best part of waking up, right, is your second cup of coffee in your cup. All right, so forecast temperatures on Saturday. This is I believe this is the NBM. So this is the National Weather Service blended models, I think it is. Yes, it is. I looked at my in-house model, looked at some of the other models. I think this is probably the best depiction, although the high-resolution NAM is actually bringing in, and one of the high-resolution models typically is a little bit more aggressive on this colder air, so that's why I'm picking this model. But again, it's definitely subject to change. Saturday morning, I think we're going to be in the 50s to low 60s. And then as we progress through the day, watch this. Here we go. We're going to slow. I think temperatures will stay fairly steady throughout much of the day. May start to get a little bump just ahead of the cold front. Cold front comes through. And now here comes that colder air as we get into the afternoon and early evening hours. So by 7 o'clock on Saturday, we still could be in the 40s and 50s, although some models are indicating a little bit colder. So again, we'll fine tune this as we get a little bit closer or get into the weekend. And I'll have more updates, of course, on Saturday morning. But as of right now, we'll go 68 degrees today and tomorrow, 63 on Saturday, but falling during the afternoon and evening hours. And then we're down into the 40s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A lot of times this colder air just has a hard time making it up over the plateau and spilling into the valley. You got to realize that the air is fluid, it's dynamic, and it's fluid. And so you got to get it to spill into the valley. And so sometimes these are a little bit more delayed when it comes to the colder air. And I don't think this one's going to be that aggressive. It's not like a terribly strong northwesterly wind. Although I will say, back behind the system on Saturday, so while we'll see some strong gusty winds ahead of it, back behind it Saturday afternoon and then into our Sunday, it is going to be stronger. And so Sunday, I do anticipate a rather breezy and gusty, chilly day, with temperatures only in the 40s, and then we'll stay in the 40s and 50s. Now, looking above and beyond the 7-day forecast, some of the model guidance keeps us in that northwesterly flow pattern with several disturbances coming in out of Canada. So for you snow lovers, there may be a shot for some small probability as of right now for some snow showers, mainly across the classic Horseshoe Plateau Mountains as we get into, say, the latter part of next week and beyond that. So we'll go about 14 days out. It does look like that pattern is going to get a little bit more active coming in from the north. So less rain chances, but maybe staying on the colder side and some maybe some slight snow chances. So anyways, that's the story. Hopefully, did you make it through your entire cup of coffee during that forecast? I've been talking now for 10 minutes, for crying out loud. Let's see. I have to say, I downloaded your opening song on Spotify and I have it on repeat. Oh boy, do you really? That's funny. How did you find it? How did you find that on Spotify? That's what I want to know. Good morning, Lee. We've got Rhonda joining us, celebrating a 44-year anniversary today. That's awesome. Happy anniversary to you and your loved one. Ooh, the sunrise, by the way, is getting awesome outside. Let me go ahead and take you back outside here for a second. How about that? That sunrise is just looking gorgeous, isn't it? You like the song, do you? Good. I'm glad you like this song. Even the ending song, 2 different songs, obviously. But I'm glad you like that. Beautiful sunrise. Let's see. Red sky in the morning. Sailors take warning. Kind of goes par for the course. So again, more of a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day today than yesterday. So Charlie says, "Good morning. What does Crossville look like in the way of severe weather and tornadoes?" I don't anticipate a whole lot. Of course, the Cumberland Plateau and the Southern Valley typically have a little bit higher probabilities, better chances anyways, for seeing some stronger thunderstorms than the Valley and the Upper East Tennessee and the Plateau, or the mountains, just due to the nature of how this all works out of Alabama and Middle Tennessee. And then, of course, you get a little bit of extra lift on the plateau due to the fact that it's higher in elevation than Nashville and Knoxville. But again, I don't anticipate a lot of severe weather by any stretch. So make sure you have the East Tennessee Weather app downloaded because, listen, if you ever get a watch or warning indicated in your area, if you click on it, it takes you to the interactive radar. If you get lightning data on the East Tennessee Weather app, which you get lightning data when lightning's within 15 miles of your location, click on that on the app itself. When you get that notification, click on it. It takes you to the interactive radar. Then you push play, and it gives you past, current, and a future cast of 2 hours based on what's going on out there right now. So, or at the time anyway. So it really gives you a good idea of, okay, are the storms moving away? Are they moving in? Do I need to hunker down for a few minutes? And track it. Of course, if anything does become severe, I'll keep you up to date, and I will do some live coverage if that needs to take shape. But I don't necessarily anticipate that. Don't ever do that again. What did I do? Uh-oh. What did I do? I don't even know what I did. I talk so much sometimes, Jason. I just don't even know what I do sometimes. Got to pick up your dad from the airport. What will it look like around 10:30? Again, you can check in with the interactive, the future cast on the East Tennessee Weather app as well. It does give you a 24-hour future cast, so you can't get really, later on tonight you could check in on that for the latest model guidance anyways on how those storms look like they're coming through. But if you're not picking them up until 10:30 p.m., it's going to be raining. It's going to be stormy, but and it's going to be breezy, so it's going to be a bumpy ride in at the airport, but probably nothing crazy, nothing severe, just some good, solid, steady rain. So hopefully they don't get diverted or anything like that. I just kind of have to watch it, but I'll have more of an update tomorrow, so check back in with that. The sunrise is crazy beautiful this morning. What's up, Seth? How are you this morning? Good morning, Seth. Another Seth. How are you? Let's see. We live downhill of a construction site. Big rains means my yard and driveway are going to be washed out with red clay and mud. Yeah, welcome to East Tennessee with all the red clay and mud and all the construction that we have going on around our community. Because, we were just named recently the #1 place to move to in the United States. I searched some of the lyrics and found it. That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're talking about the opening song, right? Oh my goodness, that's great. That's great. I love it. Let's see. What else are you saying here? Guess that's it. That's the story of my life, buddy. I can't remember what I did just 2 minutes ago sometimes. Pretty well, getting older instead of younger. Well, yes, aren't we all, my friend? Aren't we all? All right, let's get to work with the national holidays for the day today. If you want to go about your day and leave right now, again, we do have that accident. Actually, I'll check in on that accident one more time for you before you hit the road here, before we get to those national holidays. So we have that classic backup right there at 40 and Hall of Fame on the westbound lanes coming into downtown Knoxville. That's pretty classic this time of the morning. We also have the backups along 640, and that would be Western Avenue, trying to connect to Interstate 40. Those are your typical backups. Starting to get some backups now there off of Paper Mill. So some slowdowns there. But see how that westbound lane right there is now already backed up all the way to Paper Mill. So that's going to take you a lot of extra time. And then you come down on the westbound lanes, and you can see that accident is really starting to back up traffic this morning. But once you get past about Park West Medical Center, Cedar Bluff area, traffic is going to start to pick up, and you should be doing just fine. But again, we have that. Let's see if I can find that accident again. I think it was at Gallagher View. No, not Gallagher View. We'll come over here. I think it was right here. There it is. At 40 and Walker Springs on the westbound lane, that's where we've had the biggest slowdown. And so now it's starting to back up traffic in other locations. All right, January 8th, we're celebrating birthdays and events like an anniversary, a 44-year anniversary. Today is also National Career Coach Day. Listen, some of us could use some serious career coaching, right? Especially some of the youngsters trying to figure out what they want to do in life. Today is also National Winter Skin Relief Day. Yeah, put on the lotion. Although it's been pretty dry, the moisture content in the atmosphere is going to pick up, but back behind the cold front comes Saturday, more so Sunday, Monday, and all next week. It is definitely going to be National Winter Skin Relief Day. You can put on that lotion because the air is going to be a lot drier, and I think it's going to stay that way for quite some time. It's National Joy Germ Day. Anybody know what that is? I have no idea what that is. On January 8th, National Joy Germ Day annually reminds people across the country that being positive and treating other people with kindness, they can influence those around them and pass the positive attitude on to others. When we share good moods, we impact the lives of people around us, and those people become infected with the same positive joy and spread to others. That, my friends, is a good national holiday. Another good national holiday is English Toffee Day. One of my favorite candies in the entire world. I know many of you know that I don't really like chocolate, but if you combine it with toffee, it is hands down one of my favorite candies in the entire world. It's also National Bubble Bath Day for your dog, for your kids, or for yourself. And it's National Argyle Day. I should have worn my Argyle sweater today. I did not, clearly. In 1990, high winds plagued the northwestern U.S., with the state of Oregon being hit the hardest. 2 people were killed. In 1989, strong northwesterly winds and bitterly cold temperatures prevailed across the north central U.S. and the Great Lakes. Winds gusted to 58 in Chicago, 63 at Niagara Falls, and 20 inches of snow at Barnes Corners and Lowville in New York State. In 1988, a winter storm spread heavy snow across the northeastern U.S., with up to 10 inches reported in southern New Jersey. In 1987, a winter storm moving out of the southern Rockies and into the central plains produced 14 inches of snow in New Mexico and 17 at Wolf Creek Pass. Great ski conditions there. Need to snorkel with that kind of snow. In 1973, a severe ice storm struck Atlanta, Georgia. Anybody from Atlanta? Anybody from the 70s? Anybody remember this? The storm paralyzed the city, closing schools and businesses, and damage was estimated to be $25 million. And in 1953, a severe ice storm in the northeastern U.S. produced up to 4 inches of ice in Pennsylvania, 2 to 3 inches in southern New York State, and southern New England was coated with ice up to 20 and snow up to 20 inches deep. Not ice, but snow up to 20 inches deep. Today's daily quote, I should pre-read these, but I didn't. It's from the Pearl Man. Learning is what most adults will do for a living in the 21st century. You don't stop learning. That is the truth. In 1997, Mr. Rogers received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, as he should have. In 1992, U.S. President George Bush collapsed during a state dinner in Tokyo. White House officials said Bush was suffering from stomach flu. Who knows if that was correct or not, right? In 1973, a trial opened in Washington of 7 men accused of bugging Democratic Party headquarters in the Watergate apartment complex in Washington, D.C., called the Watergate scam. In 1964, U.S. President Lyndon Johnson declared a war on poverty. In 1957, Jackie Robinson announced his retirement from Major League Baseball in the article that appeared in Look magazine. Excuse me. In 1918, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson announced his 14 points on the basis for peace upon the end of World War I. And in 1790, in the United States, George Washington delivered the first State of the Union address. Pretty cool. Take it back outside. Live look now at KMNV Monroe County Airport in Madisonville, Tennessee. A couple of counties south of Knox County, Tennessee. Beautiful part of the country, by the way. And if you're traveling westbound on Interstate 40, once again, a live look at those TDOT cameras here this morning. Traffic is backed up all the way from 640 and Western Avenue to the 640, 75, 40 split, all the way down on the westbound lanes from North Shore, all the way past Park West Medical Center, thanks to an accident. Again, traffic is slow going. That's 40 and Gallagher View Road. So westbound landers, you're going to have to give yourself a little extra time this morning. So do travel safely and give yourself some extra time. All right. Let's see if we have any good Witchers pictures to share with you here this morning. You know, some days I do this on the fly because I'm helping to get the kids ready for school. And boy, what a gorgeous sunset we had last night. Here's one from Beverly Dunn. Beverly, you have outdone yourself, if I do say so myself. Here's one from Michelle. Tennessee sunrise showing off over Fort Loudon Lake. Thanks for sharing this picture, Michelle, on the East Tennessee Weather app. It's easy to share photos, track the rain, track your daily forecast, all available for free from the East Tennessee Weather app. All these photos I'm sharing with you literally come from the app itself. Thanks to all of you uploading this. Here's another great one. Nice little church in the background. This one is from Mindy Barnett. Middlesboro, Kentucky this morning with a sunrise. And we've got another great one. How about this one? Again, red sky in the morning. Sailors take warning, right? This one's probably going to be sideways because it was shot vertical. Wish the system would just rotate it for me. Do a little automatic rotate. All right, this one is coming in from Heidi Cameron. Just now in my backyard in Maryville. And this one was also sent in by Seth. Seth Dunaway sending this one in. It's going to be sideways. Seth, shoot the photo sideways. There we go. We'll get this one on there. There we go. How about that? That's a cool sky right there. Woo! Sometimes it just doesn't get better than that, does it? See if you have any new photos to share with you. We've got a great one from... This was from the other day. This is from Joey Exum. He's a drone pilot. This one I think he said was Lenore City. This was a sunset last night. Oh, let me just share. So we don't have a kitchen yet. Might as well share my food. My dad, for Christmas, sent my family and I a box of Omaha steaks. So my wife made some smashed potatoes on the right-hand side, some succotash, and my wife cooked that steak last night on the Blackstone. We don't have a kitchen yet, but we cooked some steak on the Blackstone. It's nice to not eat out every meal and cook at home. It tastes so much better. Although then you're stuck doing dishes, but it is neither here nor there, I suppose. All right, my friends, we're going to wrap things up here this morning. All right, it's 7:55. Again, anybody traveling westbound on Interstate 40 from, say, downtown all the way to Park West Medical Center, you're going to be stuck in some slow-going traffic. Smooth sailing throughout the day today, a mix of sun and clouds, and warm spring-like weather continues. But as we get into the day tomorrow, grab the umbrellas, grab the galoshes, grab the rain boots, and grab the boats because we're talking about a lot of rain on the way. 2 to 3 inches of rain from Friday into Saturday. Could potentially lead to some localized flooding. First round comes through tomorrow morning, second round tomorrow night into Saturday, and technically kind of a third round because the cold front comes through on Saturday afternoon or late morning, early afternoon. That could produce a couple of isolated strong thunderstorms. But the big shield of the big-time rain is Friday night into Saturday morning. Let's see, what great sunset can I leave you with? We'll leave you with a nice sunset from downtown Clinton in Anderson County. Have a great day. Be safe and be kind to each other, of course. Spread that infectious, positive attitude today. Good day to do so. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Wake Up with the Witcher starting off at 7:30. And don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. And if you're on the app this morning and you joined in late, stay tuned. I'll send you right back to the forecast here in just a second.
There's a barbed wire man with a concrete soul and a dream just to fly free. There's a spray can sitting, it could light up the show if you gave it to me. Sinners forgot to fight for the cause while the visionaries run a race that's already lost. And it's you, oh it's you. It's you, oh it's you. There's a schoolboy standing up in front of an army, shoes in the mud and the wet paint, twists and turns up the alley just like it should. So your colors, they start and it's stripping you